You're in same. You're in same. Yeah. Ready? All right, good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. Welcome to the February 23rd, 2026 City of Burlingame Planning Commission meeting. For all in attendance today, please note that the Planning Commission meeting is being held in person and using the Zoom webinar format. Please note that we are not accepting remote public comment during commission meetings. Agenda item number 2, roll call. The record should note that 5 members of the commission are present this evening. Vice Chair Shores is absent. Agenda item number 3, request for AB 2249 remote participation. There are no commissioners participating remotely under AB 2249. Agenda item number 4, review of agenda. Staff, are there any changes to the agenda?
Staff has no changes to the agenda.
Thank you. Do we have any recusals? Seeing none, agenda item number 5, public comments, non-agenda. Members of the public may speak about any item not on the agenda. Members of the public wishing to suggest an item for a future Planning Commission agenda may do so during the public comment period. The Ralph Brown Act, the state local agency open meeting law, prohibits the Planning Commission from acting on any matter that is not on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on any item that is not on our agenda? Seeing none, we'll move to the next item. Agenda item number 6, consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine. They are acted on simultaneously unless separate discussion and/or action is requested by the applicant, a member of the public, or a commissioner prior to the time the commission votes on the motion to adopt. This evening, we have 1 item on the consent calendar. Item 6A, approval of the January 26th, 2026 Planning Commission minutes. Would any member of the public or Planning Commission like to pull this item for discussion? Seeing none, commissioners, any comments?
I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from January 26, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Schmid, a second by Commissioner Say. Any discussion on the motion? And we have a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Commissioner Schmid,
Aye.
Commissioner Say,
Aye.
Chair Haran.
Aye, the motion passes 5-0-0-1. Agenda item number 7, action items. We have 1 item for action, 7A, conditional use permit for 1465 Burlingame Avenue. If you are the applicant and are attending the meeting via Zoom, please raise your hand so that we may be prepared for you to speak at the appropriate time. If possible, we ask that you also turn on your video at that time. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communications regarding this project? Seeing none, let the record note all commissioners present have visited the project site. Hear the staff report, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. This application is for a conditional use permit to allow a small-scale commercial recreation use or a Pilates studio, aka MNT studio, in an existing commercial building at 1465 Burlingame Avenue, which is zoned as Burlingame Ave Commercial or BAC and is within the downtown specific plan. Small-scale commercial recreation uses require approval of a conditional use permit within the BAC zoning district. This existing building contains 2 tenant spaces addressed 1461 and 1465 Burlingame Avenue. 1461 is currently occupied by a children's bookstore, and the Perot's Pilates studio would occupy the tenant space at 1465 Burlingame Ave. The tenant space at 1465 was previously occupied by a hair salon until 2015, but has remained vacant since that time. No exterior construction or major modifications to the building are proposed by the applicant or required. However, an interior tenant improvement project, including constructing a partition wall to limit views into the exercise area from the street-facing lobby, is proposed to make the existing layout better suited to a small-scale commercial recreation use. Additionally, the Pilates studio will include a reception and retail area at the front of the space facing Burlingame out directly, with the remaining rest of the space dedicated to the fitness studio, consisting of reformer machines for group and one-on-one classes. The commission can find an analysis of this use compared to the downtown specific plan and the city zoning code on page 2 of the staff report. Ultimately, staff has found that the proposed Pilates studio is compatible with the intent of the BAC zoning district, the downtown specific plan, and the surrounding uses by contributing to the mixed-use nature of downtown and creating a more walkable environment. Staff therefore recommends approval of the conditional use permit by the Planning Commission as conditioned. Staff is open to questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff?
Yes. Do we know what is the use above? Is there residential above or office?
I'm afraid there is no use in the space above. It's currently empty.
But do we know what it's zoned for?
It is also BAC.
It's a two-story open space.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, the windows are not to another,
Correct.
there's no
Correct.
no residential
Can-
above. That's all.
Yes.
Trying to-
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Great. I'm going to open the public hearing. Would the applicant please come forward, state your name and anything else you would like to add about your project? Hello?
It's always on. You don't have to press a button.
We are so excited to open up our space here in Burlingame. We have 3 other locations, one in downtown Palo Alto, one in the Marina in San Francisco, and then in downtown Mill Valley as well. MNT Studio is a Pilates studio and wellness social club. I put emphasis on the wellness social club because we are all about community and building community and growing community. We place a large focus on ensuring that our clients and our members feel welcomed and meet their best friends at our studio. So I personally am very excited to be a bigger member of the Burlingame community, and we are really, really excited to grow the MNT Pilates community in downtown.
I would just add, when we ask our community where they would like to see us next, Burlingame is consistently the top. And actually, our largest corporate client, we at the space that's in Marina, there's also a co-working component to that space. They will not be in Burlingame, but our largest corporate client actually resides from Burlingame, and we are very excited to come here. And I actually grew up in the area, a little bit farther south, but I remember playing broomball here at the ice rink, and it feels like coming home. So we're very excited.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
Yes. But you go ahead first.
Oh,
Commissioner
ahead.
Say?
No, go ahead.
Just a quick question. Welcome, where I'm a Pilates student, so I look forward to being one of your members. Just looking at your egress plan, I see that there are a number of rear exits, side exits from the studio. Are any one of them intended to be access for those parking in the lot behind the building?
Yes, so they will remain unlocked during business hours, and people can use them as needed. We do plan on encouraging clients, because of sign-in, to come around the front, and so our plan is to predominantly have them come through the front, but that back area likely will have some in and out as well between classes.
That just would seem like it would be very nice, since there's a parking lot back there. I know there's a tandem parking, which is not meant for your members, but rather than force everybody to come to the avenue, it seemed like it'd be a nice connection to let people come in from the back somehow.
That's a really good point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Schmidt?
Yeah, hi. Do you guys play music?
We do, but we are I do love Barry's, by the way. I went last week, but we are not a Barry's or an Orange Theory where the music's very loud. Ours is more of a calming level. So in all of our leases, including this, I'm not sure if this one has one, but most of our other leases, we have a sound barrier amount, and we've never even come close to it. We've never had any complaints. It's just not that we're not a completely silent Pilates studio, but we are definitely not a loud Pilates studio.
And doors open or, I mean,
We keep doors closed.
but open?
Typically, our doors, the doors to the front and back typically will be closed during class time.
Okay.
So that the sound doesn't protrude.
Okay, thank you.
It looks like there's a lobby area too. It's like, that's like 2 sets of doors.
I know that we have another studio that is not staying within their noise zones.
I can assure you, our number one word for the space that we create is groundedness. So we're not trying to be loud at all.
Through the chair, we also have two conditions that address noise. Condition number 6 and condition number 7. Note that they have to comply with chapter 10.40, which takes care of like loudspeakers and that sort of thing. Condition number 7 also notes that the operator shall ensure that those exterior doors remain closed during class times.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you. Do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on this item? Please note that speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Okay, I'll close the public hearing. Commissioners, comments, motions?
I think it looks, to me, it looks great, like a great plan, and so nice to have that. Would be great to have that space activated. It's a very neat building, and I think it's lovely.
Yeah,
Do I have a motion?
I think it's a lovely addition to our Burlingame downtown district. So if there aren't any other comments, this is an action item. So I move that we approve this project as per the conditions of the staff report
And I'll second that.
resolution.
And I'll second that.
Great, thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Say, a second by Commissioner Pfaff. Any discussion on the motion? May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Commissioner Schmid,
Aye.
Commissioner Say,
Aye.
Chair Haran.
Aye, the motion passes 5-0-0-1. An action by the Planning Commission is appealable to the City Council within 10 days of the Planning Commission's action. If the Planning Commission's action has not been appealed or called up for review by the City Council by 5 p.m. on the 10th day, the action becomes final. In order to be effective, appeals must be in writing and must be accompanied by an appeal fee of $924, which includes noticing costs. Congratulations. Okay, we'll move to agenda item number 8, study session. Item 8A, 2674 Summit Drive. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communications regarding this project? Let the record note all commissioners present have visited the project site. Can we hear the staff report, please?
This subject property is an interior lot with an existing 2-story single-unit dwelling and an attached garage. The applicant proposes to construct a 764 square foot first and second story addition to the left side of the dwelling and a new 707 square foot deck at the rear of the dwelling. This project requires a major design review application, and since it's located within the hillside overlay zone, a hillside area construction permit as well. Please note that story poles were not installed, given that this property is located downhill from the properties across the street on Summit Drive, and that the proposed addition is on the main and lower levels, and that the roof line of the addition does not extend higher than the existing roof line. So it is unlikely that the proposed addition would impact existing distant views. Additionally, the existing chimney, which is the highest point of the elevation on the dwelling, is proposed to be removed. However, in review of the application, the Commission is welcome to request that story poles be installed to help visualize the proposed addition and assess potential view impacts on neighboring properties. The Commission may find the analysis of the project, including the development standards, urban reforestation, tree protection ordinance, as well as how the project has been designed in accordance with residential design guidelines and design criteria for a major design review on pages 2 and 3 of the staff report. Staff does not have any suggested changes for the Planning Commission to consider, as ultimately staff found that the proposed addition is compatible with the existing dwelling and the surrounding neighborhood. Staff is open to questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff? No? I'm going to open the public hearing. Would the applicant please come forward, state your name, and anything else you would like to add about your project?
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Ryan Morris with Morris Architecture. I'm here together with the property owners as well. And I just wanted to add a little bit of commentary on the project. And also one correction, Brittany. You mentioned the deck was about 700 square feet. I believe it's almost double that. So I think what happened is on that drawing right there, there's a shaded part of the deck, which is the taller portion. And so we had a note about 700 square feet for the amount of deck, which is over a certain height. But there's also the unshaded portion of the deck. So as you can see, this is a relatively straightforward addition. And if you visited the site, the house is well below the street. And we're just extending the roof line into the unused side yard of the property. So the deck is really effectively the only yard space for this property. It's entirely hillside sloping ground. So that's the goal behind the deck, is just to provide some outdoor space for this property. You'll also see the driveway is being relocated. In its current location, it's practically impossible to get into the garage. They're bottoming out because of how steep it is. And so the engineers recommended relocating the entrance on the lower side of the street so that it cuts across the front yard. So we do realize a portion of that driveway will need to be impervious because it's a larger expanse of paving, but that will provide a level entry into the garage. And then one other comment is our property owners did have a discussion with the neighbor to the north, Ray Cow, at 2684 Summit. That's on the left side of this plan. And they were discussing after this submittal, and they agreed to frost the 2 first floor windows facing his property, just for privacy concerns. The upper story windows actually are not a concern because of all the trees, but they were thinking that the lower story windows might have a view. So that was an agreement they both made, and we'll reflect that in our plans after this. I'm available for any other questions or comments.
Thank you. I have a few questions. I'll kick off. Staff noted that the fireplace chimney will be removed, but the renderings show it's still there, which is correct. The plans or the renderings?
The plans.
Okay.
They will not be there.
Okay. What's the construction of the deck in terms of the structure itself? I'm a structural engineer,
Mhm.
and I don't think 2 columns, 18-foot
Yeah, that rendering,
up a 46-foot wide deck.
I agree. There'll be more columns than that, I believe. We haven't engineered it yet, but it'll be wood framing.
It'll be wood framing. Okay. And then, yeah, because you've relocated the driveway, I had a question about the hedging. I guess the hedges are going to go then, because the new driveway entrance will be.
They might have to, but we do have about 10 feet of space between the street and the retaining wall where the property line is. So we plan on landscaping it. But I think just for construction, the ones that are there won't survive.
Okay. Other questions for the applicant? Commissioner Sexton.
Yeah, sorry. So you were saying that it's the lower floor 2 windows on the left elevation that are going to be frosted. So one is a window over the toilet in the bathroom, and the other one is a kind of a clear story window over the bed.
Correct.
Well, I'd assume probably the one in the bathroom would be frosted anyway,
Yeah.
privacy's sake. And the one that's a clear story window, there's probably no view or anything, but
I agree. But
And maybe there's no loss of view either for the occupants, I guess, since
yeah,
I bet
Right.
sky view unless, or
not really, just trees.
trees. Mhm.
Yeah. I think for peace of mind, that decision was made and
Okay. Um, I think it's a lovely design. I just had a couple of minor comments on the rear elevation. Just looking at the window gridding on all sides, it looks like on the rear next to the garage door, there's a small window. Maybe not even necessary to add a grid on those small windows, save a few bucks there, maybe.
Yeah.
And then at the kitchen, where it looks like you have a stone counter, is that intended to be kind of like an outdoor pass-through kind of dining counter or buffet kind of setup for the
that's correct.
kitchen? I was just going to suggest maybe instead of an awning window, you look at either a single hung window or maybe one of those bifold up windows so that you can have, instead of like pushing a big window out and knocking everything off the counter, you could maybe just fold it up and have it easier. Just a window operation suggestion, maybe.
Yeah, thanks. I like that.
Yeah, so I think that was it.
Thank you. Any other comment? Question? Let's see, do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on this item? Please note that speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Yes, please. You'll have to come to the microphone.
It records.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Burak Güner. I live directly downhill from my neighbor. First of all, good luck with your construction because we've just done a huge construction ourselves a few years ago. So I'm the last person here to, suggest that this design is not great or anything. I'm here to actually make a couple of proactive comments about what might happen during the construction process because I've been impacted by these kind of things in similar situations from other uphill neighbors. So the first thing is drainage. It might seem like a small issue, but I've been subjected to mudslides because of, some neighbors, let's not get into who and when, but very similar situation, just, uphill from our property. Their contractor decided to, instead of collecting the water and pumping it to the street side, they just wanted to pump it down there for, during the construction. So it created a lot of friction.
Mhm.
I mean, once these things happen, a lot of miscommunication and friction happens. So I wanted to go on record and being living downhill, this is a very challenging, terrain. So these things are very important and it, causes property damage. So I'd like to request my neighbor take precaution at all times, even though constructions are temporary. I mean, in our case, it took 2 years. So it, sometimes feels like a lifetime. So the number two thing is, we live in 2656 Summit Drive, and there's a very long private driveway that borders with our neighbor. And sometimes, it gets mistaken as a public street. It is not. It is a private driveway. It's newly asphalted and all that. So even though it might be tempting for whatever construction purposes to use it by, construction trucks, I would like to again request that, the privacy of this driveway and access is respected and is not used for construction purposes. I hope that's reasonable. Again, my neighbor and their family are always welcome in my driveway. It's just not the construction trucks, especially because everything is now brand new and it might really cause, property damage. So I hope these two requests are reasonable. And again, I'm bringing these up now rather than later, because in the past, very similar things caused very unnecessary friction. Because once they happen, everyone assumes the worst. So thank you.
Thank you. And this is something our building department will manage during construction versus the planning commission, but your comments are noted for the record. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment? I'll close the public hearing. Commissioners?
I actually don't, I think it works well. It's a good reuse. And I don't think that the expansion really has a negative impact to the hillside view. And so, the windows and the materials seem to be in conjunction with what's there. And I think it works.
Mhm.
I support it.
Yeah, I would just echo my fellow commissioner. I think it's a nice design. It's not obtrusive to the neighborhood. I don't think story poles are needed at all, and I would be in favor of this. And I would just note to echo Chair Haran as the civil engineer on record will create a construction management best practices during construction, which I would suggest that you probably ask for that just so you see how they're supposed to deal with the water during construction, and then of course how the water is going to be dealt with post-construction.
And we have the departments that will actually mandate all of that as well, so be well protected, everybody. I think the design's very nice as well, and massing's really nice, and everything seems to fit almost seamlessly into the neighborhood. If there aren't any further comments, I would move that we bring this project back on consent.
I'd second that.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Say and a second by Commissioner Lowenthal. Any discussions on the motion? I would just say the plans that come back for the consent, could you include the actual kind of deck design? Just to see what that's going to look like. I have no other comment. Is that okay?
Yeah.
May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Commissioner Schmid,
Aye.
Commissioner Say,
Aye.
Chair Haran.
Aye. The motion passes 5001. This action is not appealable. Next agenda is agenda item 8B, 1355 DeSoto Avenue. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communications regarding this project? Seeing none, let the record note all commissioners present have visited the project site. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Yes, this subject property is an interior lot and currently contains a 2,849 square foot two-story single-unit dwelling with a 385 square foot detached garage. The applicant proposes adding 245 square feet to the first floor and 290 square feet to the second floor. However, the existing garage will not be altered. The applicant is also requesting a special permit for a 9-1 plate height at the second floor addition, which would match the existing 9-1 plate height on the current second floor. The commission can find staff's analysis of the project in comparison to the development standards in the R1 zoning district on pages 1, 2, and 3 of the staff report, as well as analysis of the residential design guidelines and major design review criteria. Ultimately, staff finds that this project, the first and second story addition, are compatible with the existing Spanish architectural style of the dwelling and the surrounding neighborhood. Staff ultimately supports the requested special permit for the second floor plate height because it matches the existing second floor plate height and results in an overall balanced design that does not appear top heavy. That being said, staff has the following suggestion for the commission to consider. The existing house contains stucco exterior cladding, as does most of the proposed project. The applicant is proposing composite wood siding at the first and second floors at the rear corner of the house, which you can see on the proposed rear and south side elevations. While this corner is not visible from the street and will possibly be screened from neighbors at the side and rear by newly planted trees, staff believes that the proposed siding in that corner is not consistent with the aesthetic of the house as a whole. Therefore, staff suggests that for consistency, the applicant either add composite wood siding accents to other elevations or eliminate the proposed wood composite siding from the design. Staff is open to questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff? No. I'll open the public hearing. Would the applicant please come forward, state your name and anything else you would like to add about your project?
Hi.
Hello.
Always a little startling to hear myself. But good evening, commissioners. Nice to meet you. Again, thank you, planning staff, for all the help getting this prepared tonight. I wanted to introduce us. My name is Jenny. This is my husband, Ryan, and our architect, Grant. And we can tell you a little bit about ourselves. We've lived in the Bay a lot. about 4 years ago, we stumbled upon a rental in Burlingame. And since my daughter, who's 5 years old, she goes to Hoover Elementary School now, it's kindergartner. And we got a chance to be part of the community through that. And we really fell in love with the city. And of course, like, in fact, so much that we decided to purchase a home here. And yeah, we're really excited to grow roots with her here. And interesting fact is her best friend lives across the street. So we're really excited about that as well. And you can see in some of our design decisions, like we were envisioning a way for her friends to come over and hang out. So the front porch area is one of those decisions that we had made for that. Yeah, so we're really excited about it. I wanted to just address the wood siding at the rear of the house, like why we decided to do that. When we talked to our landscaper, we are planning to plant a Japanese maple tree back there. And our landscaper had concerns that there would be leaf scorch with the white stucco. So they had recommended low contrast material. We had tried several different designs, and this one felt like the most good kind of balance of having the Spanish, but also having this kind of peaceful woodsy area in the corner that's like kind of more private and not publicly visible to the street. But that's, yeah, all I had. But yeah, we're super excited about being part of this community as a forever home for us, and really looking forward to hearing your comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you we might have some questions for you. But you preempted my question, which was what was the design rationale for wood siding? Because it doesn't bother me, but I wanted to understand the rationale there. Commissioners, any other questions for the applicant?
Yeah, just one question. It looks like you had a existing gable vent on the front gable facing the street, and then that was eliminated. Is there any reason why you eliminated that gable vent?
Excuse me, on the top area, where we decided to really embrace some of the arches, and that's the stucco piece right there. In the act of doing that, that line is actually the attic. So that's why we're actually going to raise the interior ceiling in that area, so the vent would no longer tie back into the attic.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to go back to the other material. So it's composite wood. Is that like possibly similar to Trex or not really? Is it?
That would be exact.
So my comment then, because I actually had exactly the same not concern, but comment as the planning department staff did. And, but hearing your argument about the heat, that stuff also gets super hot, like super hot, like burn your feet hot. And I don't know, maybe it changes when it's vertical rather than horizontal, because I'm just talking about deck. I had no idea, but that's what I've experienced. But I guess if it's what you need to do, it's what you need to do. But I think, oh, okay, no, we're not on comments. I'll do that later. But yeah, okay, I think that would, oh, no, I did have one comment. On the face, that is the, let's see, could we have the side of the house? I don't know which facing side it is. It's the one that's kind of plain. Yes, this one. So I understand trying to think if I took note of the other house next door, but it could be that it's not seen very much from the side, but I think this face, your other faces are beautiful. This face looks like it was sort of the step brother, whatever, sister. It doesn't look the same to me. And I was wondering, is there a reason why you didn't want to put some kind of divided light there to kind of make it look similar to the rest?
Do you want me to answer it, Grant, or do you?
You can,
Okay.
yeah, and I'll add-
We're of the same mind anyway, but yeah, I think that's a really good question. Yeah, so we reuse a lot of the existing building.
Oh,
Uh,
so those are the old windows? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So you can see, we actually have less obtrusive windows in some of those places. So for example, the long rectangular window on the left, that one.
Yes.
So that's the master bedroom.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't want that big window from before to like look right into the neighbor's house. But we also, so that's one of two windows in the master bedroom. And the other window is facing the street. So as a compromise, we're thinking to respect the privacy of the neighbor, we would put that long window kind of higher up, so that we wouldn't just be looking into their house, but also have some light into the primary bedroom. But when we did that, then the shape kind of was, you know, like hard to put mullions and stuff on it because it would kind of not fit with like the other shapes. And then those other two rectangular shapes are actually where the existing bathroom is on the right-hand side. Similar thing is like we didn't want to have like a big bathroom window like for people to look in or for us to look out. So that's kind of the reason why this side's a little more of a compromise with the windows. We would have loved to have kind of the similar feeling of like this big Spanish windows like they have below, but it just felt like we would be compromising a lot of the privacy for both us and the neighbors.
I guess I didn't mean so much duplicating that, you know, doing those more opulent windows. That's not necessary, but I was wondering if you had considered, well, first of all, the one is kind of lopsided over, is that a bedroom? It's sort of not symmetrical, but I was just thinking, I don't know, maybe just simple, like 2 lines down, just more like Art Deco-y, like just simple, not opulent, just because they're plain windows now, if I'm reading this right. Are they plain, completely plain?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
plain.
So I don't know, it's just something.
Oh, sorry, just to make sure I understand. So you mean like all of the windows?
So I guess I first need to clarify, are these windows all, because like, hard for me to tell from the drawing, but are they all plain without, yes. So that's what I meant, just kind of keeping your shapes that you picked and such, but maybe this comes with comment, but I'll do it later in comment. But those were my questions that I just didn't understand why this was,
Got it.
okay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we could definitely explore.
Yeah, commissioners.
Yeah. So I guess we can stay on the same elevation. I had the similar comments as Commissioner Pfaff, but over the kitchen, or the one kitchen window, I suppose. Just wondering if you would want to break it down to have some aspect of it be operable for ventilation, and also give you an opportunity to put some grids on the windows and improve on this side elevation as well? Or if there was a reason you wanted just one big, large picture window looking at a side yard?
Yeah, so that window that we're talking about, that's an awning window, little
Oh, I see.
carrot
Opposite.
shown there. And I'll also add, you know, sometimes as designers, part of our job is to referee the various aesthetics for the couple. You have one person that's a little bit more traditional, you have uber modernist. We wanted to respect each face and have the consistency of whether a particular face had muntins and grids on them, and to at least be consistent on this particular face. On the 2 sort of portrait and landscape windows up top that has a little bit of a gray fill on those. Those are for the back. So for that reason, those will have you know, translucent sort of texture on them. And the rooms themselves aesthetically will be a little bit more contemporary in nature. And then they were looking for a little bit more of an unopposed view for the window, the awning window that we talked about. And then for that high window, that's their bed wall. Again, just to have a little bit of natural light. So that was a little bit of a compromise between the couple, and while still maintaining a little bit of consistency on a particular face.
Oh, okay. I'll reserve my thoughts and comments. But let's see. So that's one question. And then Commissioner Lowenthal brought up at the front, I understand your reasoning now. You have a raised volume ceiling in that upstairs front room. It seems like that gable end is calling for a little detail, even if it's like false clay pipe vents or even a false, attic vent, some trim or decoration there may be nice.
A plaster medallion.
Yeah, even a medallion, just something because it's a beautiful part of the front elevation. It's up high and you have that detail elsewhere. And I think that could be maybe a nice thing to consider if you're open to that. And just a couple of questions on the existing moving to new. So your current front, I think some of the windows or most of the windows at the front of the house, the stucco kind of rolls in to the windows. And you're representing the proposed front windows to, looks like they're going to have applied stucco mold or something on there, and the stucco will dye into them. So are the walls, I'm presuming, are thicker on the front, and I think also in the rendering, there's some inconsistency. So like the rendering is showing everything fairly flat. The real elevation is actually, there's quite some good depth and shadow line details around the front windows. So I'm just wondering how you are addressing that wall.
Yeah, so for some of the existing walls, they very well might be 2x4s. We do want to get the full 2x6 cavity in there, so we'll have to fur it out so that we get the thermal insulation in there. So to the degree that we can, it'd be nice to get a little bit of a depth of the reading, just so there's a little bit of visual interest from, from outside looking back at the windows themselves.
So your intention is to roll the stucco in
Yes.
to the those windows. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe for your next meeting, you can update the renderings to reflect that. 'Cause right now they look very flat. Some of the elevations look like there's actually some depth, and others look more flat. So there's just an inconsistency from one view to the other. And then just to clarify, were you saying that it was leaf scorching that was the concern for the tree at the back, not heat?
Yes, it was leaf
Leaf-
scorching.
leaf
So, and our landscaper's not here, so I'll try to represent it as much as I can remember. But it's a Japanese maple tree,
Mhm.
and it's a south-facing wall. So if you have a really bright wall there, it'll reflect the sunlight onto the leaf and then cause the leaves to scorch.
Mhm.
So they recommended a lower contrast wall on, like, next to that tree.
Got it. And then there will be the transition between the stucco to the wood siding would have a router detail or something transition.
Yeah, we have shown a detail on drawing 3 on A202. So we have a typical rain screen system, and it will abut a trim piece at the corner.
Hmm. Let's see, your condition seems to be, let's see, looks like it's a little different. You have the stucco wrapping around the corner and then going into the siding. This detail showing that the siding goes all the way to the corner.
Yeah, with minus the trim piece at the actual outside corner.
You won't see that corner piece on the elevation like you see it there.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's just how it's drawn.
Mhm.
It is better.
Right. Let's see. And is it your plan to have, other than those thicker walls where you're gonna roll the stucco in the other 2x4 walls, will you have stucco mold?
Yeah, it would be the same. Articulation would be the same for all those.
Oh, all 4 sides. Oh, okay. Oh, and then I had a question about, okay, there was an inconsistency, in your grid numbers, I think, somewhere. One drawing shows 3 grids on the vertical doors, and then another showed 4, I think, somewhere. Just wanted to bring that to your attention to maybe just look and make sure you have a consistent grid proposed. And maybe it's a rendering that's showing 4 and then it's 3 in the drawings. Anyway, just to call that to your attention. Whichever one it is you're requesting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see it.
Well, there's 4 in the front and 3 in the back. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, so, and they're all vertical.
Oh,
So,
do you mean, excuse me, do you mean on the arched windows? There's 4?
if you look at your A205, your front, is it living room? Windows have a
Oh, okay.
1x4 grid.
Mm-hmm.
At the back, patio doors, it's a 2x3 grid.
Mm-hmm. I think it's this one. This.
I guess the question was that intentional?
Which one,
Or was
yeah,
that,
which one
yeah.
will it be? And
Or do they mean it
just
to be different?
you even, yeah, want it to be, you'll see, your elevations are showing something different.
No, they're showing the same.
Let me see. Elevation, no, because the rear elevation right now is showing a 1x3 grid, but you're rendering
Mm-hmm.
2x3 grid. So, and then the front is showing
Oh, yeah.
1x4 grid. So just,
Okay,
if you could take a look at that in your next round and just, keep a consistent proposed grid pattern.
Was the front one intentional?
Any other questions, Commissioners? Okay. Any other questions, Commissioners? Do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on this item? Please note that speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Being no one, I'll close the public hearing. Thank you. Commissioners, comments?
I'll go. I appreciate the reuse of the existing home. I think the addition in of itself is a good one. And I think that the changes to the overall mass and the changes to the roof lines in the front actually make it a nice cohesive design instead of an addition that's a stack on. So I think I commend you guys for that. I think that looks really good. I'm a little nervous about the wood in the back. That detail is a little weird for me. And I worry about water getting in and all of that, just because you got 2 dissimilar materials. So as an architect, I wouldn't do it. But you guys might be smarter than me and be able to figure out how to make it not leak. But, so that one, it's not going to kill me, but it's not one of the things I would do for a client. I like the little patio in the front, and I like the idea that it's, for the neighborly portion of it. My caution would be is maybe rather than casement windows that open out, you consider a sliding type of thing. I have put in casements in a kitchen window that was over a patio, and next thing you know, you got windows going out into the patio area and bonking people. So a slider might be a better way to achieve opening there and communication without then putting something out into the patio that the kids are gonna beat on. I can support the variance, the height variance. That's no big deal to me. And that's it. I'm good.
Other comments?
Yes, I agree with Commissioner Schmidt. I think a very lovely application of the expansion of the home to meet the architectural style that it is and making improvements upon your existing home. I also, as an architect, not sure about that detail on where the wood siding is interconnecting with the stucco, but you can take a little bit further look at that. Ryan, is it your, oh no, Ryan's Grant, the architect. And on Commissioner Foff's note, there are other siding, faux wood siding materials you could consider that won't absorb all that heat, like Trex decking wood. So just encourage you to take a look at some other that are intended to be wall cladding, as opposed to like a really thick, you may not even need something that thick composite Trex material on the wall. That I understand the desire to have a modernist home mixed with a traditional shell. From our perspective on the exterior, at least my perspective on the exterior, there should be consistency on all four sides. The inside can be completely modern or hybrid from one room to another, but the outside should look consistent. And with that note, that right elevation, I feel needs some more grids on the windows, a little bit more thought to the shapes and sizes of the windows to look like the other sides, and especially kind of near the front of the right elevation, which is viewable more from the street as one walks or drives by. That primary bedroom window, clear story window, looks like, as Commissioner Pfaff said, it does look like it's offset. Maybe it's drawn a little bit wider on the elevation than it's intended on the plan, where it is showing to be centered in the bedroom, but on the outside, it doesn't appear to be so. So it could be just a drafting issue. But that one would be an easy one to add grids and just make it a, 4x1, 4 grid. And I also see that there's I think a bathroom window that's shaded on that right elevation that has no grids, but the same exact window on the other side of the house that's also shaded has grids. So again, just keeping a consistent approach on all four sides in keeping with the style of the home would make better sense from a design perspective for our view. But otherwise, a very nice home. I again want to reiterate that front detail on the upper gable of some sort, some kind of applique or faux, something that resonates with a Spanish style home, and giving a little bit more attention to that beautiful part of the front elevation of the house. I also support the plate height increase.
Yeah, I sort of covered what I wanted to say exactly, and I do want to also reiterate, very nice job, and we're here to make it even better. I mean, that's the intent, and so just exactly the same comment, pretty much. But thank you for doing such a nice job and respecting what's there, and it's already a beautiful home, so making it nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I fully agree with my fellow commissioners. I think it's a great project. I'm very favorable of it. My only building anecdote would be to piggyback off Commissioner Say's consistency. When you're doing a Spanish tile roof, especially one with already has patina on it, and you try to interlace in new tile, it can sometimes look a little befuddled for a while. So just pay attention to that. I've had clients in my past not be happy with the patina and not patina, and then when you go to try to source patina tiles, they're very expensive and elusive. Just something to keep in mind, because you do have a beautiful Spanish tile roof, and you have new roof going onto it, and you will see that from the street. So you don't want to have bright, shiny new Spanish tile next to your patina tile. It won't look the way you are hoping. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, I'm very favorable of the project.
I agree with my fellow commissioners. I don't have a aesthetic problem with the wood corner. I think it could be interesting with that tree. I prefer natural wood, so a cedar or an actual real product. But as Commissioner Say said, there's other kind of cementitious composite that might be more appropriate than a plastic composite like tree. Good. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to move this to, well, it is
Action.
action. Yeah, to action. Yeah.
Can I help you with the comment?
Oh, boy. So the comments would be to consider, I think most of us were talking about some consistency, at least some effort towards consistency on all of the window treatments on all faces. Even if some are, not as intricate, just some kind of effort towards consistency. suggestion of the event treatment in the front gable. It was a front gable, right?
Upper gable detail.
Upper gables, yep, sorry. And consideration of different material where you currently have the, what's it called? Plastic. Yeah, kind of false wood siding. What else was on there?
There was the front window at the porch. Consider a sliding.
Yes,
the front-
consider a sliding window exactly for
And then the patina.
ease of use,
style.
and the patina on the roof. Yeah, to consider the tile.
Updating of the renderings to reflect the.
Yes, any inconsistencies in the renderings with the line drawings that kind of clean them up. Did I cover everything?
Yeah, good job. Thank you. We
Okay.
have a motion by Commissioner Pfaff. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
And a second by Commissioner Lowenthal. Any other discussion on the motion?
Oh, and sorry, forgot the roof, the height. I forgot that one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it'll be,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yep.
we're okay with plate height.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Aye.
Commissioner Say,
Aye.
Chair Haran.
Aye, the motion passes 5-0-0-1. This action is not appealable. Thank you. Agenda item 8C, 218 to 222 Lorton Avenue. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communications regarding the project? Seeing none, let the record note all commissioners present have visited the project site. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Yes. This subject property is an interior lot on Lorton Avenue and contains a 6,089 square foot commercial building. This building consists of 3 tenant spaces, 218 to 222 Lorton Avenue, as well as an existing warehouse/storage space at the rear with alley access off Hatch Lane. A partial second story provides additional storage space and a bathroom for the tenants facing Lorton Ave. Currently, only 218 and 222 Lorton Ave are occupied by tenants, which are a salon and a barber shop. The third vacant space, 220 Lorton Ave, was previously occupied by a bar but has been vacant for the past several years. This proposed project includes remodeling the front half of the building to combine 2 existing tenant spaces, 218 and 220, into 1 tenant space to provide a larger space for a future restaurant or bar use. The existing beauty salon at 222 Lorton Ave would remain. In addition, combining the 2 units would enable access to the existing warehouse from Lorton Ave as required by the building code. This project would result in an addition of 395 square feet, increasing the commercial building overall to 6,484 square feet. Proposed exterior changes to the front building facade consists of removing the existing awnings, refinishing the facade, and enclosing the exterior first floor covered entry. The commission may find the staff's analysis of the proposed facade changes for compliance with the development standards and requirements established in the downtown specific plan and the zoning code on pages 2, 3, and 4 of the staff report. In general, staff finds that the proposed facade changes meet the design guidelines established in the downtown specific plan and the commercial design guidebook, and staff has no changes for the commission to consider to this project. Staff is open to questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff?
Yes. The space in the back, it is a storage warehouse. Could it possibly be a retail space or other use?
Oh,
Go ahead,
yes,
Brittany.
the zoning allows it.
Okay. Because I'm trying to understand why we would put a corridor in there.
So the corridor serves a couple purposes, and the architect can also speak on this, but part of the requirement for the corridor is due to the proposed tenant improvements on the site, but also for future use of that space. And we do want it to eventually convert to a retail or food establishment use so that it's conforming to what the code allows.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Just wanted to ask, I'm assuming that with a restaurant, cafe, bar, whatever that may be occupying this space, that the tenant would have the opportunity to apply for a parklet in front?
That program was available only to the restaurants that existed at the time. So no, it would not be available unless the city or council decides to reopen or adjust that parklet program. But currently, no new parklets are allowed.
Okay, got it. And then is the unit that was the barber shop 222? 222, guess it was? No, 218? It's the barber shop?
222.
So that unit is merging with 220 to be this new unit, is that right?
No, Brittany, if you can, do we have the existing plan? It's the opposite. Yeah,
218 and
220.
in
Yeah.
the rendering, it's showing that the salon is remaining, barbershop is gone.
Right.
correct. The barber shop and the old Alibi bar are merging, and the beauty salon is staying on the left side.
Left, right.
Yeah.
So the barber shop is not, it's existing now, but they're going away.
Correct, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Can we go to the rendering, Britt?
Oh, wait, I have a third question.
Go for it.
This is being established as, there is no set tenant yet that's taking the cafe, bar, restaurant.
With this application, yeah, it does not specify a tenant, correct?
So when there is a tenant for that space, do they have the opportunity to change any aspect of the outside? There's colors, finishes, other than signage?
So signage would come under a separate building permit. Colors, we don't specifically get into colors in commercial design review. And I mean, if they're wanting to make changes to the material of the facade, then that would trigger design review. Yeah.
Okay. They have the opportunity to do so, though.
They do, just like any other building frontage would have.
Generic.
So
Question for
I-
staff?
for staff, so if I'm looking at this, it might just be an optical illusion. So the doors for, not the windows, but the doors for all 1, 2, 3, I have 3 doors. So are they the same height? And the one that is next to Morgan Stanley, is that looking shorter just because it's pushed back further? Or is that intentionally shorter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can ask the applicant.
Okay.
Let's look at the elevation.
Oh, I'll ask.
Elevation's the same.
Elevation,
Oh, yeah.
all the doors and windows
Got it.
all have the same header.
Got it.
I
Okay,
think it's just the rendering, the
All right.
angle of the rendering.
thank you.
Okay, I'll open the public hearing. Would the applicant please come forward, state your name and anything else you would like to add about your project?
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Robert Mann. I'm the architect, and I'm here along with one of the owners, Don McPhee. And thank you all for being here tonight. Before I get started, I have a few small remarks, and they might address some of the comments that you had about the project. The property has been owned by the family, the current owner's grandfather since the 1930s, and they operated a bar there called Buck's for many years. And the current warehouse in the back was operated as a auto repair shop. And so subsequently, things have evolved and buildings have landlocked it, so to speak. And that space was used at the last, I believe, 2020 for Pottery Barn. So they discontinued the use. It's now being used as storage, which is not its best use. So the warehouse itself represents about 50% of the space on the property. So it's basically an asset that's not being used, and we'd like to make it a more viable connection to the vitality of the street. And that's the reason why the the corridor is being provided, because it's actually not being able to be utilized off of Hatch anymore because it's an alley. So this has precedent, are currently on Lorton that did the same. You probably were
In there.
and approved it, and it's a very viable concept, we think. So by adding the corridor and then combining the two spaces, we can, make this a tenable project. So other than that, there is currently discussions with the owners about bringing in a tenant, which is possibly a bar. They currently operate a bar in San Mateo, and this is all based on how things go forward. But that is one of the ideas of being able to use the space and revitalizing the Alibi as maybe that type of space also. If you have any other questions, or between self or the owner.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
I do. On that entrance, I'm going to call it the entrance, the furthest, closest to Morgan Stanley.
Yes.
You have an opening that, well, I'm trying to understand the reason for the very high ceiling there, rather than trying to match it a little. And it's because I think, well, we're asking questions, so I'm not going to comment. But it is right next to the Morgan Stanley, which is much higher. So,
I think is to make the aperture a little bit more inviting and not close it off, and then stop people from the street. And so we didn't want to, there is a soffit there now, originally back and forth with a design that opened it up even higher. And this is sort of a compromise to get the line of the recessed panel on there to kind of line up with the trim at the roof, and then provide a little bit of shelter too by bringing the overhang out.
okay, thank you for the answer.
So on sheet A8, which is not really your real elevation, it's a materials sheet.
Yes.
It actually shows it with the lower soffit aligning the openings of the other. I actually think it looks better that way. But
we've had ongoing discussions.
I know.
But I believe maybe I took that off of a previous version, but it'll get reconciled.
It's something to look at. I mean, it's not end of the world. I just think it puts the signage further out. Now, maybe the introduction of signage as a pendant, a couple inches back from the front, but within that larger opening, okay, that would work for me too. But I'm worried that if we put the signage above the door in the 3 or 4 foot recess there, that signage is going to get lost.
Oh, you're talking to someone who is in love with the current pendant sign that projects away from the building. I would purpose that, but I don't know how that's supposed to work. It's like a fixture almost of the environment. So yeah, I'd like to work a little bit more on that.
Any other questions for the applicant?
Just a quick one. Is the depth of the canopy in line with that of Mykonos and Kearns in general?
Yeah, I see your question. It currently, yes, it is, I believe, because the current canopy, well, actually, it's not. It projects out 3 feet. The building lines up with the neighboring two businesses, but the canopy projects out. So it's further. It is
Even
further out.
further than
Yes.
Mykonos.
So if you go across the street with the post office building, it kind of harkens to that a little bit, and that projects out about 3 feet, I believe.
Okay, and about the same height then?
Yeah. So for reference, the storefront glass is 8 feet, and there's a little bit of interstitial space, and then the canopies.
Yeah, so roughly 10 feet.
Yes.
The ceiling height for that canopy.
Yes.
I'm just wondering with its projection, if there's enough weather protection, or I guess it's 3 feet beyond the face of the
Yes.
fins.
Which are then
And then there are still like a couple or 3 feet
inside.
recessing to the doors. Yeah, so I was kind of at first kind of concerned about sun, that western exposure, but with it being maybe about 6 foot projection of,
Yeah.
maybe that would be significant enough. And I see your shadow lines
Yeah.
in the rendering. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll work on however that protection works, but it's
just to make sure it does work as
correct.
protection and as a sunshade.
And yeah, feature, and then we're gonna put indirect lighting in there to accent the building.
Yeah, we can see the indirect lighting underneath the canopy. That's great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Since there is no one in the chamber, there will be no public comments. So I'm going to close the public hearing. Commissioners? Comments?
I think it works well. I only like the one elevation more than the other, but signage could do that too. So I would just hate to see that the alley person signage gets back too far. And I think that the concept of taking that it works because I do go to the other one.
Mhm.
I just didn't want to see that a city regulation was forcing a corridor to a space that wasn't going to be used for a public facing use
Mhm.
when the alley is there. And so that was my only reason to go into that.
Right, and sorry, just to interject, sounds like the applicant does want to make a better use in that
Right.
space. And the required access cannot be out onto Hatch because Hatch Lane doesn't have the correct sidewalk widths for ADA requirements. So that's why the corridor is required to take you out.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I have that right hand, I think can be handled better. And there's, I think a bit of a deficit because of the neighboring, you can't unsee the neighboring building and it has an extremely high, I don't know, it's architectural element there. May I have the rendering on the screen? Thank you. Nothing really lines up, and I think that I don't think it's doing the building any favor. Even if it were, putting a panel there that is just the panel, maybe it's glass or maybe some treatment across there, which is in the same alignment as this awning thing across. I feel like it's not going together for me on the right, and I think I think it needs some more work, and I think it could look much better, actually. Otherwise, I don't have a problem with any of this. So.
Mhm. Other comments by commissioners? Yeah, I think that entrance on the right, it can go either way. I think the high version, I understand the rationale. The signage, to Commissioner Schmidt's point, seems to get lost when it's recessed that deep. But there might be an opportunity to just bring back that protruding vintage sign for that entrance as well. That entrance needs more, because people will not see it unless it's clearly delineated. Unfortunately, the Morgan Stanley sign is right up against you, which creates some confusion, I think. But overall, it's a nice looking facade, and I could see this going forward.
I agree.
Commissioner, motion?
I'll make a motion that we bring it back on action. I didn't hear any, I mean, I guess looking at that right side entrance for any opportunities that you might feel would add benefit to us for the next round. But otherwise, I think it could come back on action.
I second that motion.
Great. We have a motion by Commissioner Schmid and a second by Commissioner Say. Any discussion on the motion? May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lowenthal.
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff.
Aye.
Commissioner Schmid.
Aye.
Commissioner Say.
Aye.
Chair Haran.
Aye. The motion passes 5-0-0-1. This action is not appealable. Thanks. Agenda item number 9, staff commission reports. Are there any commissioners' reports? Being none, staff, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I did want to just point out that Netta forwarded an email to you all from Margaret Glomstad, the Parks and Recreation Director. There's an event coming up on April 25th. It's a Saturday. It's called You Belong Burlingame, and it's an opportunity for commissioners, commissions, and other city groups to just talk to the public, the neighbors, share with them of, as far as the planning commission, what they do, what kinds of interesting things they review, their purpose. And so, if I think Jen Pfaff might have Commissioner Pfaff might have done it last year at the community
Sure.
center.
I don't know. I
Or
can't-
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going for an hour and was there for 4.
Okay.
Wow.
So, so it's a similar thing, like, let us know, if you're interested, they'll set up a table for you. This year, it says on this email that it's at the new town square.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
sounds like it's going to be open by then.
That'll-
So,
It definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a just good opportunity, to meet the public. But yeah, that's all I had to share.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned at 8:16.
I
Thank you.
did also want
Oh,
to
sorry.
share something. I
The
forgot.
meeting is open.
We can close the meeting, stop the recording. No, I just wanted to share that,